Good evening, guys, and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces, guys. Oh my goodness, it is so freezing cold. It was like I was dripping sweat earlier today because I had the oven going multiple times. I was making for dinner, I ended up making like pasta chicken, like pasta with chicken, and I ended up also making garlic bread to go with that. So I had the oven stinking up to like 425, I think, and I was like, I kept like, you know, I was cooking the pasta too at the same time. The whole entire kitchen was so hot. And then I was trying to cut up, because I cut up some watermelon and the salad for this week. So I cut up those two little mini watermelons that I got from Jewel. And then I also cut up the salad too, even though it's Wednesday. But we'll have it for dinner like today, or like we did have it for dinner I guess today, and we can have it tomorrow and Friday too, and like over the weekend also. So like I said, that's what I was doing, but I was doing it like right in front of the oven, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. I just went to go and grab a sweatshirt out of my closet for tomorrow, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's freezing cold, because it has dropped like crazy, because I told you guys how like that storm that was moving through and everything like that, and you know, like it was supposed to be really bad, and we got rain, and it sounded like it was kind of windy outside, but honestly it wasn't. We didn't even get like lightning or anything like that, or thunder. Like again, it was like sort of strong winds and rain, but again, like nothing really else other than that. And so, you know, like I said, at least not where we were, but because of that, you know, the storm and everything, it ended up making it now very cold out, and like I said, it's like freezing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I left the house today and like just this was all I was wearing. I was like, how is that possible? Because like I said, it's freezing cold. But yes, me and my mom had an errand to run sort of earlier in the day today. We ended up going there, which was why, guys, I am actually proud of myself, because today I could have totally been like, you know what, I had an errand to run, I don't have to go and, you know, like, I don't have to do anything else, just sort of take it like, you know, just be lazy or whatever, you know, again, because I was going to be gone for part of the day today. And so I was like, you know what, I came home and I was like, you know, I forgot actually to throw dinner in the crock pot before we left, so we did it once we got back home, which was like around 2 o'clock almost. So I was able to actually get dinner done. It took about 4 hours to cook on high in the crock pot. And so that was actually done though by the time around like 6 o'clock, by the time dinner was ready, which we had like sort of a late dinner, I guess. Then like I said too, I also like cut up the salad, I cut up the watermelon, which again, I was like, I could just be lazy and just wait and, you know, just do the basic stuff for dinner or whatever. No, I was good. I did the whole, you know, like all this stuff, cut up everything. So now we've got watermelon cut up in the fridge, and it's less stuff that's on the counter, because I have two little mini watermelons that have been sitting on the counter since whatever we went Sunday. And so I was like, okay, I need to get these chopped up so that they can go in the fridge and people can start eating them. And again too, like I had a head of lettuce and tomatoes and the cucumbers for the salad in the fridge, and I was like, I need to cut this stuff up so I can put it in a Tupperware so people can start eating it, so it's not just sitting all by itself, because nobody's going to touch like just a head of lettuce and use it for something. So again, I need to start feeding it to people and getting people to eat salad. So like I said, I ended up doing that. And then I also too, because my mom had asked me to make, she bought a like thing of cookie dough, like a roll of cookie dough, like, you know, just Pillsbury kind from, you know, the store or whatever she went, because she really wanted to make some, like Easter cookies for her co-workers, and she wanted to design them up all pretty and stuff like that, like frost them, but she asked me if I could cook them because she had to work tonight, which originally she wasn't scheduled to, but they asked her if she wanted to come in, again, still sort of for training and things like that. Like most of the stuff she's been handling on her own, but, like, you know, she still has like her work sort of like checked and everything like that. So again, that's what, you know, she ended up going into for that, because again, extra training is good, you know, especially before she gets like her first days alone, which will be Saturday and Sunday. And she was originally supposed to work last Saturday, but a couple things ended up coming up, and then they rescheduled her and then ended up doing it for this week. So, or for next weekend, I guess, and then she has 2 days. So she wanted to get at least a little extra work in today, but because we had the errand that we had to run earlier in the day today, she like originally actually could have, they told her like, oh, you can come in earlier or something like that, but we didn't get home again until about 2 or so. So again, she ended up going and then was gone until about midnight. So again, she wasn't able to do the cookies. So I was like, okay, you know, like fine, I'll do the cookies. And again, like do, you know, use the cookie cutters and cut everything out. And well, cookie dough from like a roll, from a log of cookie dough, does not work like sugar cookie dough. Does not work the same as, you know, regular, you know, like homemade cookie dough. Even the kind that has the dry mix, because there's actually, if like, from what I remember the last time that we made the dry cookie dough mix, like, you know, it's just like the dry packets or whatever, and then you add like, you know, the wet ingredients, which I think is like water, maybe eggs, I don't know, something like that, maybe vegetable oil or something. Whatever it is, you know, you add the wet ingredients and I just stir it up. And so like I said, the last time that we made it, I noticed that there were two different recipes. One was for like drop cookies, sort of, and then the other was for like cookie cutter like recipe, because the consistency is different. And I noticed as soon as I got these out, I was like, because the only kind of cookies, sugar cookies, that I have made recently have either been from scratch, or like I said, I think that maybe the last Christmas we ended up doing them from the bags just because we had them in the pantry and I was like, I want to use this stuff up. You guys know I've been trying to get all that stuff, again, all of our pantry stuff sort of used. So since that was what I was doing last Christmas, and you know, like I said, I had a couple of bags of, I think, like sugar cookie dough that we ended up doing from, like I said, the bags. And I noticed on there that the recipe was different. But, well, again, I was trying to roll out these cookies from the rolls. I noticed that there wasn't any like, oh, if you're going to do like, you know, cookie cutter, you know, ones, this is how to do it or whatever. It just said like the directions were just like, just cut them and then put them on the thing. And I was like, okay, so I'm assuming these mean that like they don't want you to like, you know, use them as cookie cutters. Well, sure enough, I put them in the oven after I'd spent all my time again rolling them out. You know, I had to keep using flour too because they were very, very like oily. And so, like I said, I ended up doing all that. Put them in the oven. They're all these little cute like bunnies and stuff like that. I go and I'm like, okay, well, you know, it's been, you know, I think it's like they're supposed to cook for like 14 minutes or something like that. And because they were a little bit thinner, I just wanted to double check and make sure I wasn't putting them for too long. So I turned the light on at about 10 minutes and looked at them. They're like flat, like pancakes. And they're like stinking, like just blobs. They turned into. You can see the remnants of what looks like a carrot and what looks like a bunny rabbit, what looks like a tulip. And there's a little sheep, but yeah, you can't tell like at all. So my mom is like, well, I'm either gonna just make them from scratch then and try and do that, which again, I love just the KitchenAid mixer recipe for sugar cookies. That's always been my go-to. And I found that it works every time. My consistency is always fine. Like I said, and sometimes we'll use the sugar cookie like bag mix if we have it. I honestly, other than to eat straight out of the log, I have not bought or used the refrigerated sugar cookie, you know, dough, or any type of cookie dough actually. I think honestly too, my mom really only buys like cookie dough when she wants to eat it, like just as is. The same with me too. I probably like, and I haven't even bought it at all really recently. The only thing was that I bought those like the little ones, like the Pillsbury like pre-cut, I don't even know what they're called, but they got the little designs on them sometimes, like the frosty or, you know, whatever. I got those ones for Christmas last year. I think that was like the only time I bought them since, like, I think when I was like first out of high school. I remember I made those with like with Frozen. It was little Frozen characters, because Frozen the movie had like just come out on DVD, I think, that like Christmas. And so we ended up watching it together, because I think I was the only one that'd seen it, because I went to go see it in theaters actually with my friends. And so we ended up going to, you know, like we did that like one night for like a, you know, Christmas movie sort of thing. And so that was the last time that I remember buying those. And then again, I bought them this year because I got that sale on them, like a Jewel. But like I said, other than that, like if I see like cookie dough mix in the fridge. Normally it's like half eaten into because my mom has like been eating it, and then normally I wind up stealing some bites too. So like I said, guys, I ended up sort of wasting my time making the cookies, which I was sort of upset about. I had the perfect amount to make 3 sets of all of the sugar cookies that I had, like the cookie cutters. So I was able to do exactly 3 sets of them, because originally my mom was like, oh, well, we can bring some for Easter, because we're gonna bring carrot cake. So my mom wanted to do almost like a little charcuterie board, I think that's how you say it, sort of with just like the carrot cake and like the sugar cookies that she wanted to design up real pretty, and then also bring some for her co-workers. And like I said, then it ended up turning into a whole thing where they're just like blobs of cookies now, and I'm like, well, this stinks. So anyways, guys, yeah, we're, like I said, going to have to figure something else out. My mom's gonna have to figure out some other type of way to get those get those made, because thought I was helping her out. Now I sort of, again, wasted my time, and now figured that she actually is going to have twice as much work, because she's going to have to make them from from scratch probably. And I've got a lot of stuff that I have to get done tomorrow too, because like I was just able to finish up doing my grocery list right now, and now I need to go and get to bed. So like plus we have grocery shopping tomorrow, and then also too I've got a couple of other things that I have to get to. Also too, like I haven't edited, honestly, I think in several days now, so I really need to get back to that. Like it's just because, I don't know, there's been a lot of stuff going on the weekends. Again, we've had other errands that have been sort of popping up and coming, you know, like things that are coming up that we've been having to get done and taken care of and things. Like I don't know why this week, like maybe it's just anticipation of Easter plus other random things that aren't associated with like that kind of stuff too. Like, and then Jack's birthday last weekend, and then we're celebrating it though this weekend. Like there's just been a lot of things going on, plus with my mom starting like her job and everything like that. I sort of felt like that was when things for me started to sort of like also get a little bit out of line, just because again I'm like sort of filling in for some of the things that she might not be able to do when she's not here, you know, or whatever that might be. And so again, it's just like, again, an adjustment, but again, it's sort of, you know, again, all of my things too have been, I haven't been on top of because of that, I think, and so I need to do that a little bit more. And again, get back on some of those things. But on top of that too, like because the laundry room that flooded on Monday or whatever it was, I finally got everything put back together in there, because we had to move everything, like everything, to wipe down all of the water that had spilled from the slop tub. And so like I said, we had to clean everything down, but we moved all the stuff, and so I've had things out of place in there for the last 2 days, and I haven't actually been able to like even get laundry done in, like I said, the last like 2 days. So finally everything in there is put back, and it's also very organized in there right now. I feel like because we did have to move everything and take everything out and now put everything back, it's like, wow, the space is actually clean, plus the floors look nice and clean too, because they got an impromptu washing. But like I said, because of all of that, everything is like, you know, sort of been all over the place too in the laundry room, so like I haven't been able to do that. And then like too, there's been like extra baking and cooking things going on for some reason this week, like, you know. And then we cleaned out the fridge, and there's been stuff that like was coming out of the refrigerator, like Tupperware, that I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much Tupperware, I need to wash all this stuff. Like, so I just feel like there was like a ton of extra dishes too. It's like everything was extra, and then on top of that too, like I wasn't on my game this week, so I'm like double behind right now with everything. So anyways, guys, I will see you though all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.